Shanda here. Today I am working on my fireplace. See, the area in front of my fireplace had old square ceramic tiles, and they were orange with black spacers in between them. You can kind of see like the leftover remnants of them right here. That's kind of what they look like before. We busted those out last night. Oops. Honestly, they had been falling out for quite some time. We'd been kind of taking them out piece by piece, saying, okay, one day we're going to actually have to fix this. But I finished taking them out last night, and I just kind of busted up with a hammer what was left, and they kind of went up under the fireplace a little bit. And so anyway, we got a quote on how much it would cost from a professional service in the area to do this floor and replace these tiles. And the quote was about $400. So I went around and I priced some stuff, do-it-yourself stuff, at Lowe's and Menards. And what I ended up doing was I found these Mosaic tiles. They come on this little mesh kind of netting back, which actually makes it really convenient because they're already stuck to the back. And, you know, if you need to fit them into a place, you know, you need to cut it down a little bit, you can use a razor knife or scissors and just cut right in between where the mesh is. And, I mean, you don't have to have a tile saw or a wet saw or anything. So, that makes it kind of nice. Anyway, so these come in a box. They come in a big box for I want to say about $80 maybe. This is the box. But with the tiles themselves and the mortar that you use, which is what you put down first to glue, to adhere the tiles to the floor, and the grout, which you put on top of it to finish it off, fill in the seams and make it look nice, and the tools, like the sponge and the trowels and the floats, the grout floats. It was about $167 at Menards. So, I mean, 400 versus 160, I'll take it. And I looked it up on several different websites. It doesn't look like it's terribly complicated, but of course, they always make it look like it's totally easy, so we'll see how easy it really is. Last night, I went ahead and actually it turns out I bought really the perfect amount. I didn't know if I had the right amount or if I was going to need to buy more or if I was going to have leftovers. Turns out I bought exactly the right amount. This box is basically perfect amount for this space. And I went ahead last night, and you can see that I went ahead and I just basically took these squares and just pieced them together and just laid them in there nice to see how they would fit together, to get an idea of what they were going to look like when they were done, or at least somewhat done, and how they would fit in there. So then I took them out on this half that I'm working on right now, and I'm going to put the mortar down and actually adhere the squares, the slate squares down. And once I do that, then I'm going to have to wait like overnight, let that set before I can do the grouting. So I'm going to get started with doing the mortar, and we'll see how easy that works. To do the mortar, I got this economy like square trowel, and basically you use like the flat edge and you kind of smear it on, and then you use these little I don't know what you call them, beveled edges, or, you know, like rough edges, and you're going to kind of scrape across it, and it takes off the excess. So that way you don't have like way too much on there. So we'll see how it goes. And I bought the pre-mix mortar just because it seemed a whole lot easier. It was more expensive, but it wasn't ridiculously more expensive. And compared to having it professionally done, it was totally easy. So, and there was tons of options for these tiles. There were some that looked like pebbles, there were square ones, there were all kinds of different like material ones that you could have used. Try this baby up. It's said to work in kind of smaller sections, so I'm just going to try one little section and see how it goes. I'll probably start in this corner here. And I made sure that after I pulled up all the stones, I took a vacuum and just like vacuumed out all the little debris. So it's nice and clean of debris in here. I'm just going to scoop it up on here. Trying to make sure to get on the edges really good. Okay, so now I'm going to go over it with this notched edge. That's the word I was looking for earlier, notched. Going over it with the notched edge.